of Tarabella Distillery and the TTBmath.com liquor software platform. Today's tip is the one you have been waiting for, and strangely so, and that is contract growing. As opposed to doing that really annoying thing of coming to rush season, everyone's competing for the same product, and you're desperate. How about giving money up front? Or at least signing a contract up front? You've thought about it, you never thought it was a good idea. But why is that? Are you just too attached to your money? In a contract growth, you have a very predictable future. It's unbelievable. You're just basically giving money up front and saying, let's make this happen at this price. Irrespective of market, irrespective of everything. Now, of course, if you took our advice and you have a co-op and you're working with local farmers, this is a win-win for everyone. There is a locked-in market, a locked-in price, and things are good to go. I mean, no, the whole region's confident, sales are happy, wheels are greased. It's a no-brainer. Except, what happens if the grains go bad and you can't get them? That is why you need to diversify them. Okay, you got to diversify. Have 2 or 3 different farms. Not in the same mountain top, but in the same region, to go ahead and do it. Now, you're gonna have to also have a co-op, as we spoke, and the co-op delivers a unbelievable negotiating advantage. It makes them want to work with you because the same way you fear that one farmer might go bad, they're thinking, hey, one distillery might flop, might close up. But when you're coming with multiple distilleries, breweries, and wineries to negotiate your price, you are in much better shape. There's more people also around the table for accommodation. Say one guy can make the first one payment, one guy can make the second payment, one guy can make a third payment. You have a tremendous capability to go ahead and work things out that are in the favors of them all, including you. One fascinating trick, if I shall say, is that there is tax incentives that farmers can't make money off of, and I will always go back to this because they don't have the capital to lay out to go ahead and farm, and to take out a loan, it's just not worth it. But if they have contracted out, they can give it to you at a below market rate, way below, because they're also getting local or even federal grants to make it happen. They might need more hands on the field. Now, I'm not the world's greatest celebrity when it comes to marketing, but I believe as a brewer, distiller, or as a vineyard, if you have images of you in the field, even small, a small amount, it really talks about your product and shows your dedication and sells the product. And then if you put in that down payment for the product, you yourself will be able to follow the sugars, follow the business, and you'll be a whole lot more secure, again, when it comes to your malting season, making your product, because you know what you have, it's on order, and you're confident. I mean, on the way to work, you might as well drive past the farm and check it out. So these are all tremendous benefits that come along when you do contract. Now, the downside is you gotta be big enough to do contract. They don't want to deal $50. That's where the co-op comes in. The downside is don't just rely on one farm, because then what happens? Something goes up wrong. You need to have a contract. You need to have lawyers, not just place an order. You got to make sure everything's documented. But these are all solved when you have a co-op and you're all working together. You wind up with a whole lot more money in your pocket as opposed to a giant hole in your pocket. Very interesting. Even I'm not going to say I suggest this. Yes or no. The idea of contract, even distilling. So if you, for some reason, need to distill more and something's not working out, let's say you're over the limit for the lower price, let someone else make a recipe for you in the neighborhood, because otherwise it's not worth it for you and get that kickback. There's all different Now that you have the relationship, it doesn't have to stop with the corn. Just the raw material, just broaden your mind. You might even be able to expand the concept of contract distilling, contract brewing, contract winemaking to more areas, especially if you're all on ttbmath.com because it just go boom, boom, switch, switch, and it's all in front of you. Thank you so much for listening today on the ttbmath.com Everything But the Bottle podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Send it in the DM or comment below. And don't forget to subscribe.